Hello, everyone. The trial within a trial of Sansomeyo murder trial is continuing at the High Court in Pretoria. The lead investigator, who is currently on the stand, has been dropping bombshells after bombshells. Earlier this week, it was heard that accused number one, Musika Ukalelo Spear, was instructed by Kelly Kumalo to kill Senzo Meyiwa, and she's been hating on Senzo and wanted him dead back in 2013. To grill Gininda again on the drug case, Vosloorus case, because he wanted some clarity to the witness, Brigadier Gininda. And there was a dispute where Mgomezulu said that even on the 24th of June, Danzi was assaulted. That was after making a confession. The advocate then said he will ask Brigadier why they assaulted Ntanzi on that day. He further asked the interpreter to read for Gininda for the part where he was asking Mogane about the drug case and asked Gininda if it's the first time hearing about this case. The witness said now that they've explained the case number, he was aware of it, he just wasn't sure of the case number. Mgomezulu put it to the witness that he had a communication with Mogane to take Ntanzi to Vosloorus court on the 19th. Gininda said yes, he did that. He has covered that in his chief examination. Mgomezulu said his concern is that yesterday he denied having knowledge of the case. Gininda said Mgomezulu is having an issue of understanding him. He never denied anything. Only a question was put to him about a specific case number. It wasn't his case. That's why he couldn't remember. Mgomezulu said the reason why he wanted the records to be played in court, he wanted to prove that Gininda lied or denied having knowledge of the drug case. Judge Raja, who was presiding over the matter, was so fast to shield Gininda and said he'll check himself and go back to the records of November 13. Mgomezulu further put it to Gininda that since Ntanzi was charged for murder for Nongoma case and a pending matter which is drug case, where the case is struck off roll on the 19th of June 2020, Gininda said he needs clarity on that one. Mgomezulu asked if isn't it him who said that the Nongoma case was struck off the roll. Gininda said that's correct. Mgomezulu asked if Ntanzi was arrested for Nongoma case from the 16th to 19th. Gininda said yes, but after the 19th, there was another matter. Mgomezulu said it must be clear that when Ntanzi was brought to Vosloorus for Nongoma case, the Phokeng case did not exist at that time, because Phokeng case followed after case accused number 2 was taken where he was renting a place. The witness said he agrees with him, but after the decision of the prosecution, he wasn't under detention of Nongoma case. Mgomezulu said that after a decision was made that all the 2 matters won't be placed on the roll, why they didn't release Ntanzi. The witness said because they were pending matters or investigations. Sergeant Mogona can explain better. Gininda is now throwing Mogane under the bus. I mean, why was Ntanzi not released? There was no need for them to accompany him. Advocate Mgomezulu said that aspect has been canvassed by Advocate Mshololo to Mogane. Can he tell the court why they didn't release Ntanzi? Gininda said he was released, but there was a pending matter and there's no provision that says if the court releases you, you must be released, especially if police are still investigating you. They didn't do anything wrong. Advocate Mgomezulu said they'll make submissions and prove that Ntanzi was unlawfully arrested. Mgomezulu put it to the witness that because of that pending investigation, Ntanzi was never going to be released. Gininda said that they were busy with the interviews. It normally happens, nothing strange about that. Mgomezulu also put it to the witness that did they record anything while they were engaging with the alibi who said Ntanzi was at work. Gininda said made a summary on his diary and has furnished the copies to the defense. Mgomezulu asked that after Ntanzi was released to Vosloorus and was taken to Rustenburg, was he aware of that? Gininda said yes, he was aware because he's a station commander and he was interested in the hoodie that they were going to look at Ntanzi's place. Mgomezulu further asked Gininda if Mogane applied for search of warrant before searching Ntanzi's place. Gininda said no, there wasn't any. The advocate then put it to him that why was he acquitted if there was no search of warrant? Gininda failed to answer the question and said they didn't go there to look for ammunition. It just happened that they found the ammunition when they were looking for a hoodie. That's why he didn't submit a statement in Phokeng matter. He didn't go inside and look for it. He was standing outside. Advocate Mngomezulu further said that Gininda also informed Sergeant Mogane that Ntanzi is only facing one charge at this moment, and it's the Senzo Meyiwa case. Gininda said yes, but he mustn't forget that Ntanzi is being investigated for many cases. Mngomezulu proceeded to the confession statement questions and asked the witness if he has taken a confession before. The witness said yes. He further asked if he undergo a particular training for confessions. The witness said yes, he did, and also learned when he was studying law. Advocate Mngomezulu then said that as a lead investigator, as accused number 1, said he wanted to make a confession. Was it the right procedure to call Colonel Mbotso after having a discussion with him? Gininda said that the discussion he had with Mbotso was never about the merit of the case. He already indicated that he doesn't work on this case. And yes, it is procedural. It's the best practice to find someone who's independent so that the person who's about to confess can be freely and voluntarily. Mngomezulu put it to him that according to his evidence, he doubts that he didn't discuss the merit of the case with Colonel Mbotso because he asked him if Mbotso was a commissioned officer. If Mbotso was a commissioned officer in terms of the procedure, being independent person qualified to take a confession from Sibiya, was he not supposed to appoint someone else? Gininda said he doesn't agree with him. He never discussed the census case with Mbotso, and what Sibiya wanted to say back then, Mbotso was a colonel and the justice of peace. He's allowed to take confessions. Mngomezulu maintained that Mbotso was not a right candidate to take a confession, not because of his credentials, but in terms of the procedure. Gininda also disagreed with Mngomezulu and said Mbotso was the right candidate because of his credentials. Judge Rata interfered and said, no, Mngomezulu, Gininda did the best practice here. Mngomezulu said he disagrees with the court and the witness and said, yes, Gininda has a right to take a confession, but as a person of interest in this matter, Judge Rata said they can differ in that there is no law to support what he's saying. Advocate Mngomezulu said Section 17 deals with justice peace, and according to the provision, justice peace relates to the person conferred with such powers under Section 334 Criminal Procedure Act. The witness said he hasn't read that provision, and Mbotso is colonel and has a legal right to take confession. State prosecutor also objected Mngomezulu's submission. Judge Rata put it to Mngomezulu that Ramosipele never questioned Mbotso's credentials or if he was a right candidate. Mngomezulu said when he came on board on the evidence of Colonel Rapatu, this is what he picked up when he talks about a certificate that was given by Biega. Mngomezulu continued and said after he was in force law, he was never given time to relax and think. The statement was not freely and voluntarily since he just got arrested. Gininda said he didn't arrest him, but he didn't see any signs of stress or wasn't in an uncomfortable state. And before taking a statement, he asked if he still wants to take the statement and said yes. Things were not done in a short period of time. Advocate Mngomezulu then told Gininda to read his diary when they were busy with the issue of the statement with Sibiya. Mngomezulu asked if he recorded the rights of freely and voluntarily on his diary. Gininda said no, but he recorded that he has warned him about the constitutional rights. It was the person who took the statement that was supposed to talk about freely and voluntarily. Mngomezulu put it to Gininda that he is a person of interest since he was investigating the matter and the information he gathered to accuse number 1, then there's no reason for him not to be biased by saying you told him this and accused number 1 says he didn't say this, and he'll insist because he is the lead investigator in this case. He'll make submissions that his evidence is rational and biased. What was expected on his side, he was not supposed to keep Sibiya with him because accused number 1 and 2 had all various places where the alleged confessions were taken. They were also transported by the people who were investigating the same case. For instance, Sergeant Mokhane, he wasn't supposed to be closer to these accused persons when they took confession. Gininda said it is wrong, he is not a person of interest. Judge Raja assisted Gininda and said, a person of interest is a suspect. Mngomezulu said he'll correct it with his poor English. It was mistakenly used, but no one has to capitalize on that one. Gininda is a lead investigator and he had interest in investigating this matter. Gininda said that is why he looked for independent officers. The advocate then decided to take the witness back when he read the affidavit that was attached with J50 and said there was a part where someone was boasting in a family about a gun. Did he get that information before making an affidavit? Gininda said yes, he got it before making an affidavit. Mngomezulu further asked if he got the information before obtaining the confession from accused number 1. He said his statement was taken in 2019, so the confession of Sibiya was taken in 2020. Mngomezulu said that means he had prior knowledge of Sibiya before his statement confession was taken. Gininda said he knew about the allegations. That's the reason they focused on the accused. Mngomezulu said one of the reasons he says the confessions were made by Sibiya and Dansi are admissible relates to section 219 because the confession is against to the person who has made that confession, not to other people. Gininda said he knows. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.